What's up, everybody? It's me, Luke, and today I'm playing some League of Legends as Jax in the top lane. Okay, so what I wanted to talk about today was how, certain plants, like beans, were probably, really essential to human society and its progress. Ah, shit. Oh, I got him. Okay, I got the kill. I'm pretty sure I'm going to win the game off that. You don't. Yeah, nice. Oh, that was a close one. Okay, so I was thinking certain plants, like beans, were essential for human culture and human society. Even today, beans are pretty essential to our society. And you might say, no, I don't like beans. I never eat beans. And there is obviously Chipotle burrito enthusiasts who eat a lot of beans, or I eat a fair amount of beans. You know, you can crack open a can of maple beans or beans and pork or something and have that with your dinner, and that's pretty good. I'm a big fan of beans. But I'm talking about a lot of people really like eating beef. They're just beef fanatics, and that's pretty cool. But a big amount of I don't think I'll get him. I'll try. Oops, I misclicked. All right, a big amount of beef feed is actually soybeans. You know? So that's pretty crazy to me to know that such a large amount of beef feed is actually soybeans. They have to fatten the cows up at some point. And a lot of the times they'll use soybeans to do it. And that means that without soybeans, the beef industry wouldn't really be doing as well as it's currently doing. That really makes me think, beans are pretty essential. And then I realized these soybeans, when they're being grown, they're beans. So they're replenishing the soil. Soil is a complicated thing. Sorry, I'd take a drink. Soil's a complicated thing. And it's you have to work on the nutrients that exist inside the soil. What's there, you have to build them up. And you have to add biomass and stuff to the soil. And something that does add biomass is soybeans. And it does add nutrients. It adds nitrogen. Plants, they need nutrients. They need fertilizers. And one of the main ones, there's 3: nitrogen, potassium, and phosphorus. NPK, nitrogen, potassium, and phosphorus. But nitrogen is one of the main ones. And beans and peas put that back in the soil. Soybeans. Even edamames, they put nitrogen back in the soil. Every culture has a version of it. Chickpeas, beans. And they replenish the soil. And they add nitrogen. And then the roots, they stay inside the soil. And the roots make a temporary home for microbes to live. And these microbes, what they do is they add nitrogen to the soil by basically dying. And without these microbes, we wouldn't really be doing as well as a society because the soil wouldn't be as good. And then the roots in the soil are only a temporary home. And one advanced biotechnology that was used by the ancient Incans and many other cultures, for example, I thought this was a biochar. Oh shit. I misplayed that one. I thought biochar was a specifically Incan South American biotechnology. They would create the biochar. But then I realized, actually, I was digging through my own backyard. And my grandparents, who were farmers from Eastern Europe, I don't think I'll get them. Oh, never mind. I didn't know he had flash. Very nice. Okay, my own grandparents, who were farmers from Eastern Europe, they used biochar in the garden. I dug some up and found it, just digging down into my own soil to add some fertilizer. And there was biochar in there. So I think a lot of cultures use this biotechnology, and we're just losing it. And biochar is made by like making charcoal, like natural wood or whatever substance we're going to use and make charcoal out of it, and then like putting biomass in that. So biochar is actually part of the natural process. Like I think plants, like certain plants like trees and whatever, know that they could be burned. You know, sir, I think like maybe even all biological matter knows it could be burned and is able to become biochar as a, like charcoal as a total system thing, or I have no idea, really. I don't know the thermodynamics of exactly how charcoal is formed. But I do know that it's when you burn everything down to the carbon inside and you capture that carbon. And that carbon then is a home. He's probably hiding behind there and I'm just not going to look for him. But that carbon is a home for microbes to live in. So when you mix biochar, like charcoal, and you mix beans or any other kind of like beans and a fertilizer, then this triples down on the effectiveness. Because the fertilizer is useless unless you have microbes converting the fertilizer that live in the plant's roots. And so these microbes can then live in charcoal in between seasons, like in the winter and when there's not as much plants generating that same amount of nitrogen. So you can plant beans, and the beans will then create microbes that will put nitrogen into the soil. And actually, I think fertilizer nitrogen is like a free-floating nitrogen that is magnetically attracted to the roots. But I also know that like every plant's roots has microbes that die and become different forms of nutrients. And that's one of the problems with actually hydroponics, because you have to wash your tubs or else they get like microbes and bacteriums inside of them. But what happens is the charcoal, it teams up like it's a home, and then a home, like a long-term home, like a community that they can live in for a very long time. And then the roots kind of gives them like a place to live and work and whatever. And then if you add in natural fertilizers and composts and even chemical fertilizers, because like without pesticide, chemical fertilizer, if it's properly managed and the runoff doesn't go nuts, you contain the runoff and then recycle the runoff, it's actually pretty good and it works well with this microbial system. Then it works pretty well. And a lot of societies on Earth have done that. And to see us doing controlled burns in our parks is really cool, because there's people in society currently practicing this type of technology, biotechnology. And it's for like park conservation, you know, where like the little kids can go and play, little kids can go and be happy or whatever. You can walk and have a good time. All right, we went nice. All right, thank you guys so much for coming by. I appreciate you guys so much for watching. Hit that like button down below, hit that subscribe button, and you know what? Leave a comment. What's your favorite type of like bean? Do you like soybeans? Do you like kidney beans, lima beans? And you know what? Tell me down below. And thank you guys so much for everything, and have a great day. Bye, guys.
It's the Luke Show, the Luke Show.